What's happening, YouTube? 420 in New England coming at you here. I'm going to try something a little different. Try a new series. I'm going to call it the Stoner's Opinion, where I'm going to talk about some of the things that might be trending, like, the Karens, the Sovsits, Flat Earthers. Um, but for the first one, I'm going to start out with the auditors. Why? Because they irritate the hell out of me. Watching a lot of these videos and seeing these guys going out trying to say it's like they're doing this to, stand up for our rights. Rights for what? To walk into a post office to film? Why? Most people, normal people, gonna go into a post office, and buy a stamp, mail a letter, send out a big package, maybe get a PO box, not to hang around and film and watch other people do that stuff. So I don't see where that's standing up for anybody's right. And they're gonna walk into a library, same thing, just to walk around and film. No actual real purpose, just so because they can, because they say First Amendment right. I seriously, who's gonna really want to go into a library and walk around and film? They have books. I think everybody in the civilized world knows libraries have books. No need to go in there filming and let us see in that. Because none of what they do is actually to do the actual content of the place they're going to. It is just to start a confrontation. You know, get in an argument either with the clerk behind the counter, with another customer there. Then you have a lot of these yahoos that gonna go to a traffic stop. So somebody got pulled over, they're getting a speeding ticket or a violation for expired plates or broken tail light. And they're gonna be there, and instead of just filming like a what an audit, like the IRS audit would do, that means they're checking up on to make sure everything's credible. They go there, they'll start filming, then they'll start telling the people in the car what to do, start talking to the cop. Then they'll start doing this big claim. It's like, oh, I'm a journalist. No, just saying you're a journalist doesn't mean crap. Independent journalist means that you're not working for a credible company. That's what that means. You want to talk about your First Amendment, um, your right to right for press, free press. It's once again that doesn't go in the fact that you have a right to go anywhere you want and record because you're gonna say I'm an independent journalist. I saw a video today. A couple of these auditors went to go film a um, press conference that was closed to just the press. And if something would ever happen in that town, um, so that was obviously like the chief of police or somebody giving them a speech or explaining what happened. So it was just for the press. And to get in there, you had to show your press credentials, which proves that, yes, you're working for a legitimate news organization and you're going to, share this story to the free world freely on the way you want to share it. That is what it means. It's not meaning that you can go anywhere you want and just start filming, and start going, I'm a journalist. No, you're not. If you're actually a journalist, you'd be going in and asking questions. You'd be going and following the policies of these buildings. You would go to their PR representative and ask them, it's like, oh, who should I talk to interview to get information about this building, about what work gets done here. No, they go into these buildings and they just cause chaos. It's for what purpose? I mean, the real reason they're doing it is, same reason I'm trying to do it right now on YouTube is to try to get clicks and views and, maybe make money off of it. That's it. There's no real legitimate reason for what they do. I mean, they have people that follow them. There's a lot of them out there. And a lot of these people actually think that what they're saying is true and right. Just because the Constitution does say these specific things, the right to free press, the right to free speech, the right to assemble, you know, it doesn't mean you get to be an asshole and ignore any policies of the building. So, like I said, that one I was just saying, the video I saw today, they tried to go in and the cop said, like, no, you don't have the credentials. You are not allowed to go through those doors and go in there. And they stayed there for 40 plus minutes, just repeating themselves over and over and over and over. Didn't get them anywhere. They never got in. And then they keep saying, and they call them tyrants, because they're not letting them in because you're not upholding their First Amendment rights. So everybody else who's around in the world, screw you, your rights don't exist because it's only the auditor's First Amendment right. They talk so much about, people will call the cops, like at a post office. They'll call the cops and say, it's like, hey, let's get rid of this guy. He's just being a nuisance. And basically, they're loitering. They never say that. They telling them it's like, no, you got to get out of here just because you're filming. No, it's because you're being a jerk. And they say it's like, oh no, you can't call the police because I hurt your feelings. It's not because you're hurting anyone's feelings. It's because you're, once again, being a jerk. I mean, what the Christ? So luckily now, seeing that a lot of the police have gotten wind of these morons and they're treating them that way. And a lot of these rules and regulations, and they want, quote, all these rule laws coming from the Supreme Court. Well, guess what happens when the Supreme Court says that no, you can no longer film in public like that. You need everybody's permission, or or you cannot do it. You can be sued. So, I think that's where it's gonna end up going. It's starting to get there. I know a lot of these lawmakers and police stations are sick of these morons because they just cause chaos. That's it. So, all right, so that'll be it for this first episode about these frauditors. Um, so we'll see how this goes. See if I do quite a few or only do one or two, and see what happens. Alrighty, YouTube. Peace.